Hello, welcome to Quid 101 for the summer semester. This is You Are What You Eat, which is based off of the Omnivore's Dilemma book by Michael Pollan. And if you don't have the book yet, you'll definitely want to make sure that you get it because we will be utilizing it throughout the entire semester, and you'll want to get it early. So the very first discussion board that you'll respond to will have some pretty basic questions that won't necessarily require that you read the book, but definitely going into the second part of week one, you'll definitely want to have the book. So make sure that you obtain that ASAP because we will be reading chapters from this book all semester long. So you want to make sure that you have it. The very first thing that I always like to tell students in the summer session is that what we have done is we've taken a 16-week course, which you'll notice when you look at the course syllabus. Things are broken out week by week. Traditionally, we teach this course in a 16-week session in the fall semester and in the spring semester. But when we offer this course in the summer, we're basically putting all of the same curriculum, but we're condensing it from those 16 weeks down to 8 weeks. So we move really, really fast through the course material. So you're going to feel like it's a lot and you're doing a lot, but that's very, very normal because basically we're taking 2 weeks worth of material and cramming it into 1 week so that you can complete the exact same amount of content in 8 weeks that you normally would complete in a 16-week session. So just know that right out of the gate that summer session does feel intense. It feels like you're doing a lot. This course, your due dates are always the same. So things are always going to be due either Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. or Saturday by 11:59 p.m. And the reason that I do that is two-part. Again, we're covering the same amount of material. I like students to work through things together at the same pace, at the same time. I don't open up modules early for students to be able to work ahead. I really do like to try to facilitate discussion in the course. So make sure that you're aware of those necessary due dates and that you are on track with that. The other reason that I do Wednesday and Saturday is it allows students who maybe want to try to complete everything on the weekend, the opportunity to be able to do that. So a module will be due Saturday night, the next module will be available, and if you wanted to, you could certainly work through all of that material on a Sunday. You would certainly probably have to log back in from time to time to view your peers discussion boards so that you do have that opportunity to be able to respond to their discussion boards. But outside of that, it is designed for students who maybe work 5 days a week and want to try to do all of their coursework on the weekend, that opportunity, and it also affords you time to work through the course materials at your pace but still meet those necessary deadlines. So that being said, let's go ahead and do a quick review of what we've got going on in Blackboard here. Some of this is going to be a little bit repetitive because there is embedded in your week one learning module another video that kind of walks you through Blackboard. So let's just do some quick highlights, some quick reiterations of some things that you might be like, I really need to know that and or remember that as I'm moving through the course materials this semester. So announcements, all of your announcements will be posted here on the homepage. Typically when I post an announcement, I also send that announcement to your student email so that you can know that there's an announcement that I've posted out there for you to view. Faculty information, so you'll notice that's over here on the left-hand side. There is a direct link there for you to be able to email me. So if you have any questions along the way, you're running into problems, you're confused about something, don't hesitate to shoot me an email and be like, hey, Andrea, I don't understand this. Please let me know the answer to this question or help me through this specific thing that I'm working through. My apologies. We live by the airport. There's a really loud airplane flying over right now, so we'll give it a minute to pass over because you probably can't hear. So faculty information also has my email address. It has my work phone. It gives you my office locations. In the summer, we are off contract, so calling my office phone isn't always the most ideal. I will be in probably once a week to check my voicemail because I also run our campus garden over the summer. And so if you do call my phone, just know that you won't get as quick a feedback as you would if you send me an email to schedule a time to meet or if you have questions or anything like that. The other thing that you'll notice over here on the left-hand side is a link to the syllabus. So embedded within this is the syllabus for the semester. There's a PDF version of it. There is also a link to Google Drive if you want to try to access it that way. In week 1, you will have a quiz over the syllabus, and know that that syllabus quiz includes the course syllabus, but it also has questions from the institutional syllabus. So you'll definitely want to make sure that you review both of those before you go out and take that very first quiz for the semester. And then over here on the left-hand side, you'll also notice there's a link that says Learning Modules. These open as your material becomes available for you to work on. So you'll notice right now the only thing that's open is week 1, which is this question of what should we have for dinner? And you'll hear me refer to this question a lot throughout the semester. It is said that we make or we think about what we're going to eat or thoughts around food over 200 times a day. So it's definitely something that either cognitively or not, we're definitely thinking about what we're going to eat, when we're eating it, the pleasures of the table, those kinds of things. So definitely it's a good introduction to a lot of the things that we'll be talking about this semester. Every single learning module is built pretty much the same, so there's always a welcome announcement. The thing that a lot of students seem to really like is the weekly checklist. A lot of students will, once a module becomes available, a lot of students will go in and print this off or copy and paste it into like a notepad or a Word document and use it as an actual checklist to ensure that they're staying on track throughout the semester to make sure that they're accomplishing whatever tasks they need to accomplish. So I always tell students, like, look at it early so that you know what your readings are for the week, what assignments need to be submitted, those kinds of things. The course is pretty much built, every single module is built pretty much the same, follows a very similar pattern or format. So every week you've got your weekly checklist. I usually always try to put in this Did You Know section. This section I think has become really helpful for students in QUID classes, especially because it does give you a lot of that first semester experience, stuff that doesn't necessarily require you to take action on, but is definitely helpful to know as a CWI student. So like this week, the Did You Know is about having access to 365 for free, and just the reality that you can download Microsoft Office for free as a CWI student. So if you don't have Microsoft Word, you don't have Excel, you don't have PowerPoint, go download the free version. You're paying for it as part of your tuition as a student, and you'll really find that those software programs are very valuable as you're progressing through your academic career here at CWI. So again, I'm not telling you that you have to do this. It's just a helpful, like, did you know that this is something that's available to you as a CWI student? And then again, embedded within the learning module are the course materials that you'll need for that specific module. Somebody wants to say hi. So it's really nice out. So the pool is set up. She's going to do some swimming. She will probably say hi every now and then throughout the semester. I have 2 kiddos, Paisley and Hattie. Paisley is 5, Hattie is 2. She's taking a nap right now, thank goodness. But sometimes they'll make little appearances in the weekly videos. So back to this, again, there's things embedded within the learning module that are very specific to your outcomes for that specific module. So you'll just want to make sure that you view what's out there. So again, that course syllabus is here. Within each module, there is a Let's Connect assignment. And those Let's Connect assignments are specifically tied to the learning outcomes for a QUID course. And so I always tell students, like, be prepared for a Let's Connect assignment, and each week those Let's Connect assignments will sometimes tie into our course material. So like next week you'll be doing a note-taking assignment, and you'll be watching a video that ties into the topic that we're talking about. So sometimes they have a great little tie-in. Other times they don't necessarily tie together, but we do have to accomplish those things in order for you to get through the student learning outcomes for the QUID class. So this specific outcome has everything to do with navigating Blackboard and better understanding how me as an instructor has Blackboard set up. And then there's usually some kind of assessment that goes with that. In this case, it is a quiz. So how to navigate Blackboard and your syllabus. And then every single module also has a discussion board. The discussion board is always related to the text and what you've read. So the specific chapters that you were assigned, there's questions specifically around information that was in that chapter, and then you're required to respond to those questions. Pay really close attention. I try to be very intentional when I'm giving you the requirements of those discussion boards. So here you'll see you must answer every question. So there's 4 questions that are posed here. You must answer every single one of these questions. And each question needs to have a response of at least 3 to 5 sentences. So the way that the grading is structured in this, if you don't make those minimum posting requirements, you lose points. The other component that's also very critical is that you're also responding to your peers. And so every single discussion board, you'll make an initial post, and then you're required to respond to at least 3 of your peers in the classroom. And those responses need to be thoughtful. So it's not just, great post, I totally agree. If the very first, let's say I make a response about 2002, the Atkins diet, we removed bread, talk about a diet that you found. You may choose to talk about the keto diet because that's all the rage right now. And you may find that in the discussion board, somebody else talked about the keto diet. And so you might respond back and be like, I know someone who's doing the keto diet. They've lost a lot of weight, but I do question the legitimacy around once they maybe shift off of that diet, are they going to be able to maintain that, or are they going to gain all their weight back? Are diets good? Are they bad? Whatever your thoughts are, certainly remain respectful in your posts, and make sure that you realize that there is somebody else on the other end of that conversation. And so replying in a way that's definitely supportive, but also you may challenge some things, which is totally fine. Just make sure that you're doing that in a respectful way. So those are the learning modules. The only other thing that I really want to make you aware of is outside of your learning modules, you will also notice over here on the left-hand side, there is an option that says My Grades. And this is where you can go in and view all of your graded coursework for the semester. So you'll see in here is all of the stuff that you'll be working throughout the entire semester with the points associated with it. Pay really a close attention to when something is graded. And usually when something is graded, there's also a little bubble here that tells you that there might be some feedback there. So if you didn't get the total points for that specific assignment and you're wondering why, definitely go out and take a look at that and see, because I've probably given you some very specific feedback about how you can accomplish the full points for that. So pay attention to your grade center. Make sure that you're staying on top of how you're doing in the course, and then view that feedback, because that is really helpful for you throughout the semester to ensure your success. So I welcome you to our QUID class for the semester. This will probably be the longest video that you watch from me for this semester, but again, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love the information that we've read. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about, this idea of understanding where our food comes from and how it gets from point A to point B. I love cooking. I love gardening. And so it's something that I hold really close to me, and I think we've really gotten away from it. So, with that, if you have questions, concerns, comments, you need help with anything, don't hesitate to ask. I am here. So let's have a fantastic summer semester.